Hello, welcome to Anita the Pedagogue channel. Today I want us to look at subjects in English grammar. Sentence subjects. By the end of the video, you will learn about what sentence subjects are, how to identify subjects in sentences, and what compound subjects are. Now, what is a sentence? It is a group of words that give a complete thought or meaning. A sentence has a verb and at least one subject. What then is a subject? The subject of a sentence is the person, place, thing, or idea that is doing, performing an action, or being something in a state of a thing. The subject of a sentence is a noun or a pronoun. How can you identify a subject in a sentence? Now you can find the subject of a sentence if you can identify the verb. Ask the question, who or what verbs? Let's take a look at our first example. He reads his newspapers every day. In this sentence, let's identify the verb. That is, reads. To find the subject, ask the question, who reads? The subject therefore is he, because he is performing the action reads. Let's take a look at our second example. Daphne likes licking her lollipop. In this sentence, let's identify the verb. The verb here is likes. To find the subject, ask the question, who likes? The subject therefore is Daphne because Daphne is performing the action likes. We take a look at our third example. I was happy because her team won. In this sentence, let's identify the verb. The verbs here are was and won. To find the subject, ask the question, who was? The subject of the verb was is therefore I. And to find the subject of the other clause, ask the question, who won? The subject of the verb won is therefore team, because team is performing the action won, while I is in the state or is doing the action happy. We take a look at our fourth example. She intends to be a doctor, but I want to be a dentist. This sentence has two independent sentences or clauses. Let's identify the verbs in the first clause, which is she intends to be a doctor. Now the verb is intends. To find the subject, ask the question, who intends? The subject of the verb intends is therefore she, because she is performing the action intends. Let's take a look at our second clause or sentence, which is I want to be a dentist. The verb here is want. Now to find the subject, ask the question, who wants? The subject is therefore I, because I is performing the action want. Now let's take a look at what compound subjects are. In grammar, compound means two or more. When subjects are joined by a conjunction such as and or nor, it becomes a compound subject. A compound subject consists only of simple subjects. It does not include any of the words that modify the subjects. Note that the subject and verb in a clause or a sentence must agree. This means that a singular subject must have a singular verb, and the plural subject must have a plural verb. When do we say a sentence has a compound subject? Let's look at some examples. Example 1. Angela and Princess eat oranges daily. Remember to follow the procedure of identifying the verb and the subject. Now, Angela and Princess are joined by the conjunction and are therefore referred to as compound subjects because they are joined by and, because it's Angela one subject and Princess another subject coming together. The plural subjects Angela and Princess require a plural verb eat in performing the action. Let's take a look at our second example. The star and the rest of the cast take a bow. The plural subject, the star and the rest of the cast, which is an individual and a group of people, has a plural verb take. Now let's take a look at some examples of subjects we use either or and neither nor. Now take note that when you use either or and neither nor with subjects, the subject is treated as a singular subject. Let's look at the following examples. Either Emmanuel or Benjamin is my favorite actor. Even though we have two subjects here, as in Emmanuel and Benjamin, we do not refer to Emmanuel and Benjamin as a plural subject, but a singular one, because it's either one of them and not both of them. And so it uses is, which is a singular verb, and not are, which is a plural verb. We take a look at our second example. Neither Dave nor Lana is coming to the party. It is neither of them. Therefore, Dave and Lana, even though are two subjects put together, are not going to be referred to as a plural subject but a singular subject because it's neither of them, and therefore uses a singular verb, which is. This brings us to the end of our lesson on subjects today. I hope this lesson was useful to you. Please put in your comments and questions and I'll respond to them. Do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until I come your way again, keep learning and be the best version of yourself.